So there's this big push for Pokemon Go to save Candies for Generation 2, and while I agree with it partially, I don't really completely agree with it due to the simple fact that Generation 2 might not be coming out for another 6 months. Depending on the update schedule that Niantic decides to publish, it really is subjective upon many things: QA testing, beta testing, whether or not it interfaces properly, glitches, and hell, it might not even update the core game itself. Niantic might have to issue Pokemon Go Generation 2 as a separate app. Who knows how they are going to do things? So while these stories are coming out, these videos, and there are some clickbait videos out there, trust me. I saw one video, it was pretty bad, and someone else had told me about another video where the Pokemon were fully leveled up on the screen in the Pokemon Go styling, and they were like the starters from Generation 2, and then another video had Generation 2 Pokemon fully leveled up in the styling of Pokemon Go once again, and it looked like they actually had Generation 2 Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So again, there's a lot of clickbait. I'm not going to tell you to call out the clickbait, I'm not going to tell you to harass the person, but just don't get clickbaited. Those are shitty YouTubers. That's bullshit if you have to do that shit to make someone click on your video to trick someone, because that's not my opinion. That was literally someone I was talking to on Xbox Live. They were discussing that with me about how they got clickbaited into like 11 videos, and they were younger, don't get me wrong. When you get older, you start to see the things. There's tells that let you know that this is bullshit clickbait, not to click on it, but you know, younger kids don't have that yet. So some of the Generation to Gen 2 Pokemon, the candies that you would want to save, just in case it does come over, would be, of course, Zubat and Golbat, Pikachu and Raichu, just in case there's some type of breeding system, and again, the same thing applies to Clefairy and Clefable, Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, because then you get Pichu, Cleffa, and Igglybuff. And then you'll want to definitely save Oddish and Gloom and Vileplume for getting candies for them as well, because you could use the Oddish candy to evolve maybe a Gloom into a Blossom, and you'll want to keep not only a Gloom but also a Golbat, so that when you do get Generation 2, you can evolve immediately your Gloom into Blossom and your Golbat into a Crobat, so that's very good. You'll also want to save a Poliwhirl and keep Poliwag and Poliwhirl also, so that you can get yourself Politoed. And then, of course, you're going to want to keep an Eevee. I don't think or know how well it would be to keep Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon for the candies you might get from the buddy system, but I would assume that continuously catching Eevee and keeping Eevees and spare at least 2 of them to evolve into Espeon and Umbreon. Not sure how that would work. You'll want to keep a slow Poke at least, and again, maybe a Slowbro for extra candies, so you can get a Slowking, Onix to Steelix, Scyther to Scyther, Horsey and Seadra for Kingdra, and then you'll want to keep a Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Maybe there's breeding system to get a Tyrogue and then get a Hitmontop. Again, candies would probably be necessary to evolve Hitmontop. And then Jinx, Electabuzz, Magmar, and Blissey from Chansey to Blissey. So there you go. You understand what I'm saying. You want to keep one of the Pokemon that you want to evolve into. So you'll want to continuously catch Zubats, keep one Golbat, and of course you can catch Golbats, but you're going to want to just keep one Golbat and then continuously catch Zubats. Again, we don't know the amount needed to evolve them. If Gyarados takes 400, and that's one of the highest ones, I could only assume that Crobat would take something like 100, maybe more, maybe less, who knows. But I think it would be a safe bet to get 100 Zubat candies and then keep one Golbat, and when that update drops, you can evolve it. But once more, this is a word of caution to you. If you get pissed off because you put in all that work and Niantic says, oh, we're going to have to introduce a completely separate app, we can't carry over your progress, that's on you, because you've been warned. Sometimes stuff like that happens. Look at the Pokemon games. Your progress isn't carried over from the first generation to the second generation. You have to start over. It's a whole new adventure and a whole new journey. So the same thing might apply here. You never know. I mean, they could have it set set up to where they're ready to push out that update. They're ready and it's working just fine, but you really don't know until the game actually does end up coming out. So ladies and gentlemen, are you excited for Generation 2 to come out on Pokemon Go? Even though Pokemon Go has dropped off in about, I think, 87% of the population, it's still one of the biggest games and people are still playing it a lot. So let me know your thoughts, questions, and concerns in the comment section below. I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming and God bless.